The crypto revolution is happening as we speak. And the people that are building this stuff are the most competent and inspiring that we have ever met. If you're curious about DAOs, DeFi, NFTs, Web3, this is the place to be. The guest of the day is Cryptomustard from Anyswap. Cryptomustard is working as a business developer and community manager at Anyswap, who are building bridges in the DeFi ecosystem. We will get to hear more about why the hell would you care about bridges, what got him interested in this, and of course some regular shit talks. We are Boy and Badger, two turbo artists on an adventure in the wild Web3.
Here I am, I see something, I want to contribute, and it comes naturally for me to just do it.
I don't want to work every day. I want to party every day.
Interesting. When my baby is born, do I just give it LSD?
You keep your asshole tight, you won't have yellow diarrhea.
The DAOs are in the house. Let it rip. Yes.
Introducing the best in the West, Mr. Dijon, Cryptomustard into the talk.
Hello, guys.
Hey man, nice to hear from you again.
Yeah, Shine's going well, guys.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, man. The DeFi options, great success. Was very proud of you.
Nice to hear.
Tried to participate, couldn't.
Yeah, fuck. This is the
Yeah, it's a deja vu, you know, all over again.
But this always happens. It's impossible to get some allocation.
Yeah, good projects is like that, man.
Yeah.
That's how it works. So, what have you guys been up to?
We've done shit. We do some podcasts.
Yeah, I guess
talking
this is
to
new.
Interesting people,
Yeah.
such as yourself.
Yes, and then today you're speaking with a mustard. So
Yeah. Are you a strong mustard or a sweet mustard?
I feel like it depends on the days, you know. But what matters is that I'm a branded mustard. I'm not one of those off-brand types, you know.
Yeah.
So with me, if you buy me, you know you're getting the real deal, you know.
Yeah, it's true. You're not an imposer. You're not a scam.
No. Not like those ketchup bottles and those weird sauces.
You can also do yellow ketchup. Then
Yellow
it's
ketchup.
getting freaky. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit.
That's
I've never heard it. How do you do that? Do you do that with yellow tomatoes?
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe it's for people that love mustard. They love the look of mustard, but they love ketchup. Also.
Yeah.
Exactly, because let's be honest, yellow looks better on the hot dog, you know. Like,
I think yellow looks like some kind of really bad diarrhea.
Yeah.
yeah.
Too much curry, maybe. Too much illegal.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you just ruined dinner for me today. Thank you,
Are
guys.
you eating diarrhea for dinner?
No, but now I'll only think about yellow diarrhea for
Sorry.
the next couple of
I'll
hours.
go with orange next time, or green.
Yeah, green.
Green's
Green.
better.
Green is the
Green
best
mustard.
color.
No.
Green mustard.
And it's also the color of life.
Yeah.
It is.
And of absinthe.
So talking about life, Cryptomustard.
Tell me.
Tell us, what have you been up to?
So yeah, right now I'm working at Anyswap. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. I mean, you guys have heard about it from me, right? But basically, it's a cross-chain bridge protocol. We basically bridge between 18 chains. And today we just announced something very cool. We're actually going to start bridging NFTs too. So we're going to bridge NFTs to Phantom. We're working with Andre Cronj, and we're going to make some cool stuff in Phantom together with him.
You heard it here first, folks.
Maybe
Yeah.
not. But is this the first time
Fun
you're
times.
speaking about this?
Yeah, it's actually just came out today, so
Amazing.
the news. Yeah, so
What do you do at Anyswap? Except
so
talk to people.
Yeah, it's all. No, I'm joking. I do business development and I help in the community management too. So I would say I'm more or less of an hybrid guy right now. I do a bit of that, a bit of everything.
Yeah, we know the some shit and some other stuff and some things.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so for the listeners who doesn't know, like Cryptomustard was part of early ShineDAO, so we are very, very like happy and curious to see how things go for him, since he's like a prodigy of ours. So how did you get in contact with Anyswap?
So actually, I invested in them, and I found them in the beginning, beginning of the year, and right from the start, I felt in love with the project. Like I really think cross chain is the next big thing. Is going to be what like the cross chain interoperability. It's going to be the next big step in cryptocurrencies, in my opinion. And I invested in it, and I started delving in the community, meeting people and everything. From the start, I was a mod at the beginning, and then I started helping here and helping there, and here I am.
What was it that led you to further commit, so to say? Like you became a mod, but then I'm guessing that you did more and more and more to the point that what you're doing now.
I mean, as you know, I used to work in banking and everything. So for me, taking this step was something completely crazy. But when I was in and right from the start, as soon as I became a mod and everything, I spent so many hours and looking in the group and everything and searching everywhere about information. Where can I get more information on the project? And while searching for information, I started contacting people, and I saw some guys that some projects that that we could help bridge. And so I thought, okay, what if I start talking with these projects and putting them in contact with our team? And so I started doing that. So I started bringing projects from Phantom and from other chains. And after they started saying, okay, this guy can bring some stuff into the table, that's how I got in, basically.
You're a very
Nice,
valuable guy. It sounds like a very smart thing to do, and
thank you.
I think you're very happy with your contributions as well, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I think that I'm very after working in bank, I always loved financial markets and everything. And it's weird because this working in this has been more fulfilling than working in banking, in my opinion. And I've been loving it.
Yeah. So expand on that. It sounds very interesting. How well, the worst things about banking, and then the best things about not working in banking.
I feel like banking, it's more or less, I would say, something that's already drawn. There's not much to innovate, you know what I mean? There's not much to go, okay, where can we start changing stuff? What can we do to make this work better and everything? While in this area, that is an area that is just beginning, there's a lot of stuff I can think about. I can help. I feel like my contribution is really helping. Instead of just giving us an extra number in terms of profit here, it seems like I'm really giving value to the ecosystem and to my project.
I hear you.
We're kind of on this this crusade, Badgerton and I, talking about fear and love, It seems that what you said, there's a lot of fear in the banking system, but there's a lot of love in crypto.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see. So I think you're talking about the emotions you feel when you think about banking and when you think about cryptos, right?
Yeah, but
But
also that people are afraid to do new things in the banking sector because
yeah.
you have such a profitable machine, and there's no one who wants to fuck with a machine, so they are afraid. And in crypto, there's like there's so many things you can do, as you said, and there's infinite amount of things you can contribute with, and people just want other people to help out, and that's kind of a different vibe, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah. I think banking they cannot innovate because they don't want to, but also because they can't. Everything is so strict and so regulated, which needs to be. So there needs to be some regulations, of course, because otherwise people's funds and wealth would be in jeopardy. But I feel like it's too much. You know what I mean?
How much regulation do you have at Anyswap?
I mean, we have the same regulation that other crypto projects have, but it's different. You know, the type of regulation. And right now, since it's it's an area that it's the regulation has not been decided yet how it's going to work. I mean, you have some progress being made in the States after you had that disastrous senators meeting, you know, with the infrastructure bill. But now you have a lot of people talking about it, politicians and everything. So I think we're going to see some regulation, but I think we're going to see some good regulation in the sense that it's regulation that brings the industry forward.
Some standards, maybe, or like what kind of good innovations, with good regulations?
Good regulations are regulations that allow for projects and for companies to build and don't overtax or or cut their legs, you know, when they're trying to walk, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but I like everyone has their personal opinion. I just like all regulations seem like that to me. I feel very cut my legs. I'm hoping for the regulations to be as few as possible. But this is, you know, everyone. I can see the point of having some regulation, but I see a lot of the projects that there is no, like, I would say there is no like real regulation out there right now. But I still see some. Not like regulation by like governance, but other types of standards arising. It's not like people aren't getting paid. It's not like everyone's money is getting lost. It seems like people are, in general, and projects are behaving pretty good, I would say. A lot of good things are being done.
Continue.
If you look at regulation, what is in essence, or not in essence, you can have many different views on regulation, but one view would be to just look at it as an institution that is in essence creating the rules of the game, if you would say, instead of having just a soccer field with 11 people and a ball and no rules. You create some rules, and then everyone understands how to operate within these constraints. The state can come and create the playing field, but we can also create the playing field ourselves, because it is in everyone's best interest that we have some rules to the game, so to say. As people getting paid, you treat people with respect, etc., etc., etc. You don't need anyone else to come in and say that, because people figure that one out by themselves.
I think the final objective, which is of course a bit utopian, but I think it can be at least half achievable, is that you are so decentralized and everything is so decentralized that you don't really require people to follow those rules, you know, because there's no way for people to cheat, you know what I mean? That would be the greatest objective. And since you have I mean, the internet. There's no. It's like a country. You know what I mean? So even if you try to regulate the DAO, it's very hard. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I would say it's going to be one of the big challenges of these years for politicians is to regulate this space.
Do you think they will be successful?
I think they'll never be fully successful. It really depends on what you mean by successful. If by successful you mean that the least number of people get scammed or lose their funds, I think it can get better. Like if they find some ways to deal with rugs but I also think that what you were saying about us creating our own rules. I mean, after all of this, the objective is to trust in the code. So after hacks and after exploits and after people losing funds, the code gets better. And if the code gets better, there will be less scams. There will be less people losing money. So in a way, even if we don't have a regulation from any government or something, I think this space is going to have less rugs and less people getting scammed.
Yeah. I see it a little bit as like a kid, you know, like if you protect the kid so the kid never learns, never falls down, never hurts himself, he will probably not learn so quickly. But if you allow the kid to like fall sometimes, it does hurt, but maybe not, you know, fall on its head so it dies. Then usually the kid will learn a lot of things and become very, like a good kid. But try to restrain your kid, put them in a cage so that they never get hurt, and see how that goes. I mean, don't, please, and don't accuse me of anything. If someone does this.
He's just a badger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Don't put the badger in a cage, please.
Can't regulate badgers.
You can't. Like that's the thing. It's very difficult to regulate the badger. I mean, this is. I think we all have different opinions here, but like I'm kind of, let's keep the rules. People will never learn if they never get the opportunity to learn. I think after you lose all your money once, maybe next time you don't put all the money that you have in one project. We can talk love, fear, and greed. And I think if you're run by greed, then you will probably get burned. And hopefully you learn from that and you will try to operate from something else.
I mean, I think anybody that has invested in this space has lost money at some point. So I think you learn by, as you're saying, by your mistakes. There was actually an episode in Black Mirror, you know Black Mirror, of course, no?
Yeah.
In Netflix, where they kind of censored this kid's vision. She couldn't see violence and or naked people or anything, and so when she never learned what was bad, and she got like this. I mean,
it was like grayed out or like blurry and stuff.
Yeah, and when finally it hit her, like she just killed her mother, because I mean she was killing her mother, but she couldn't see that she was doing anything problematic because she couldn't see. So I think it's more or less the same thing in the sense that if you protect them too much, when it finally happens, they can lose everything, you know, at a later stage.
And I think, you know, it's the how should I put it? Regardless of whatever you do, you will not know everything from the get-go. You will learn new things as you go along. The problem is when we're talking money, those learnings usually come in the way of losing money. You seldom learn by, you know, making money. You often you learn by losing money. And if you've never lost anything, you know, you probably haven't tested your models good enough.
Yeah.
And
we
have
a common friend, Crypto Orangutan, who I think he lost a lot of things, but he always learned from it, and now he he's a very, I wouldn't say that he wasn't like a bright kid before, but now he really learned things about himself, about the world. I think he went through things that most people haven't. By really going through that shit.
And after you go through that shit, you come out stronger, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like just
it's such a cliche, but it's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Pain is a teacher.
No. I hope
That's how it is.
he's okay. Yeah, maybe we'll get him here someday. Have to prove him first that it's okay to be here, and we won't fuck him up and give him some stupid questions. Talk about diarrhea and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll talk about monkeys for sure.
We'll see where we can go with that.
I
Okay,
think there's
so-
a few rabbit holes.
Yeah, let's go out of the legal rabbit hole. I think it's enough. Everyone's kind of interested in that one, but personally, I'm more interested in you and Anyswap.
Sure.
So you mentioned that you're going to like you're bridging things, and you will also start bridging NFTs. You're bridging things.
Exactly.
So like I'm more on the content creation side of everything. So see me as a 5-year-old trying to understand this. I've seen a lot of projects like Polkadot, for example. They want to like put all the blockchains together, and like we have some more who claims to be like Internet of Blockchains, putting the blockchains together. I think like Atom, Cosmos, exactly. So what's the difference between Anyswap and, let's say, Cosmos?
Well, there are several types of blockchains, but of smart contract blockchains. The most common is EVM, which is Ethereum Virtual Machine blockchains, which are basically blockchains that copy the type of Solidity type, the language, the computer, the programming language of Ethereum, and give some extra differences so that they can make the network faster, or they make it proof of stake or something. You have several of those. Right now, we bridge basically all of the important ones, of the EVM important ones, between each other. So you could get from Phantom to Polygon, or from Polygon to BSC, or from BSC to Ethereum. What's different about this and Polkadot or Cosmos? Polkadot, they create basically some kind of parachains, which are alternative chains that are connected between each other. So you can have one parachain connect with the other. But you require a bridge like ours to connect that parachain to a chain outside. For example, if you want to connect.
So it's all within their own network, within the Polkadot network.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For example, you're going to have a parachain in Polkadot, which is called Moonbeam, which is an EVM chain, and we are already talking with them, and we'll release the bridge right from the start as soon as they release their mainnet. And basically, you can bridge from Ethereum or from BSC or from whatever, from one of the L2s, Arbitrum or Optimism. You can directly bridge to Moonbeam. So, yeah, I mean, we're not a blockchain per se, Anyswap. This is important to know. We are a MPC node network, which right now we have 33 nodes. In the future, we plan to have more and incentivize them. Right now, they're not incentivized. Anyone can run them, but there are no incentives. In the future, there'll be incentives, and we want to make it as decentralized as possible, because the more decentralized it is, the safer the funds will be in the end.
How do you incentivize it?
Yeah, well, that's something that we're still deciding, and after we have news on this, we'll post it on our social media and everything. I cannot tell you what we're doing. I can tell you though how our tokenomics are going to work. You know Curve?
Yeah, but I don't know their tokenomics.
Yeah, they basically, when you earn Curve, you can vest the tokens for 1 month or up to 4 years. And the more you vest, the more you get of something called V Curve. we're going to have our V any, and that any is going to get some fees from the bridge. Today we had, for example, 60k in fees and 100 million in volume. So imagine if you had 20% of those fees allocated to those people get 20% of 60k today. And we have buying and burning. So 20% of our fees are used to buy back any tokens and burn them.
You will have some kind of deflationary mechanism as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. Any project can apply. I mean, we are increasing very well in terms of TVL. We just surpassed REN today. We are at 940 million. Probably after I go there and refresh, it's probably a lot more, because Phantom has started incentivizing Curve and other chains with. Yeah, I don't know if you've been reading on this, but most L1s like Phantom, Avalanche, Polygon, Solana, they're launching some kind of incentives. I mean, Polygon always had one, but they're launching incentives for projects to build up their TVL and for people to bridge to those chains. So, for example, to Phantom, we are, I would say, 99% of all the bridge tokens are bridged by us. So, yeah.
Nice.
Super nice, man.
And this is going to be the even more stupid question. The bridging that's
Sure.
so that you don't have to pay the ETH gas price.
Yeah, no, I mean, after you bridge, you pay the gas price in the chain you're
which can be, whatever, and probably much cheaper.
And we do something where, or we actually do something in which, for example, if you bridge from Ethereum to Phantom, you're not paying us any fees. You only pay to bridge back. So we incentivize people traveling cross-chain, basically.
Nice. This is smoothing out a little bit, at least a little bit medium term, the gas prices. More people can use
That's the objective.
different chains. Yeah.
And for example, if you do Optimism and Arbitrum, the two L2s that are, I mean, there are more. There are Boba, there are Ziki, Zinc. We're in contact with all of them, and when they release, some of them have so you can deposit the token, so send it to that chain, and it's like 1 hour. But when you want to bridge back, it takes 7 days, up to 7 days, because it depends on so checkpoints and everything. And with us, you can bridge it instantly. So you only you wait a couple of minutes and it's bridged.
I like it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Very
Who
good.
is okay? A stupid question for me then. Who is bridging?
Who is bridging? Well, there are a lot of types. I mean, you have the people that want to go and get incentives. So, for example, in Curve, in Phantom, right now you can get 30% on your stables. So you can bring your USDC or USDT, and you're on Curve. So can't be safer than that. I mean, it's probably the safest protocol, one of the safest protocols. And people are bridging dollars so that they can farm there. They can farm on other dexes too. Yields are much better on these types of chains than in Ethereum.
This is for liquidity. It's to
farm.
Liquidity.
Yeah, exactly. So people are bridging there. Then you have arbitragers. So people that see, okay, right now this token is at this price in this chain, and it's at another price in that chain. So I buy in this chain and sell on the other chain. We have a lot of those. I would say the big part of our users are those. And the more TVL you have, the more arbitragers you're going to get to. And tell me.
Are you collaborating with any projects that are working as, where I just deposit my tokens there and then they will do all the farming, look for the best yield?
Yeah, we actually worked. Have you heard about Popsicle Finance?
No.
The objective of that project is actually to do that, to search for the best yield. yield farms, and imagine you deposit Ethereum and USDC, and it is going to look for the best ways across all chains to earn yield.
Oh.
And you have a lot of other projects building on top of our NPC nodes. So you have I don't know if you, I mean, imagine this: you're a chain, a DEX in Phantom, for example, SpookySwap. We partnered with them, and they basically created another UI for our bridge. So basically, if you go to their website, you see their bridge, and it is actually our bridge you're using, but you're using their DEXit bridge. Yeah, their UI. And we have a lot of partnerships like this, and we actually have people now that and projects that allow, for example, for cross-chain swaps. So, for example, you have one Ethereum, and you want to trade it for some Bitcoin, but you don't want it in Ethereum. You want Bitcoin on top of Binance chain. You can do it already right now. There's this project called xy.finance that does it, and there are others coming. So keep an eye out for those.
Perfect. So if no regulators are listening here, I will try to explain this for any people who are from the regular world of finance. This is like a fund or like a hedge fund or something. You deposit their money and you trust them to be able to do something better, to get better yield than you would yourself, right? And you actually help them do this by helping them to bridge the tokens from one chain to another where they find a better yield.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we're basically, our objective, it's not to be that project like that's on the front page. We want to be the backbone. We want to be the backbone of cross-chain.
The infrastructure.
Yeah. So you don't, I mean, when you go to your email, you see Gmail.
Yeah.
But we are going to be the servers that run the emails, So you send an email, you see the UI that is Gmail, but you don't know the servers it's going through. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it.
So do you think that it will be more other DAOs or more private persons that are going to use the like, for example, cross-chain swaps? Or like all your products, the chains. What have you seen now?
I mean, I think you'll see everything, every type of people using it. I mean, you still don't have bots doing arbitrage, so people can still do arbitrage and win constant profits. But as soon as you start getting bots, I think we'll see an increase in the bridge and the bridge volume and inefficiency. Because I mean, if you have bots keeping the prices at the same level in all of the chains, so I think that's going to be a very big step. Then I would say anyone that wants to transfer any big sum between chains, yeah, I think they're going to use us. And the average Joe can also use us. I mean, we are probably the lowest fee in all of the chains, the bridges. So yeah, I think, for example, if you send now $20 from Polygon to BSC, you pay 90 cents free. But if you also send 1,000, you only pay a 90-cent fee anyway.
So, would that be equivalent if you're going on, let's say, the most vanilla Binance or Coinbase?
Yeah, actually, we did some fun calculations. Not only talking about the bridging costs and everything, but talking about speed. Because I mean, some people used in the past, the way to bridge would be through DEX, through exchanges. So you would send, for example, you have Phantom in Ethereum, you send your Phantom to Binance, wait for it to arrive, then send the Phantom from Phantom to the chain. That would take you in average like 15-20 minutes, because I mean, you have to log in to send everything up. If you use our bridge, it will take you a couple of minutes, 2 minutes, maybe 3. Depends on congestion too. Yeah.
And time is
money.
Exactly. So I mean, anybody can use this. We want to be. I mean, we want, of course, to help people use and bring people to use our bridge. But in the end, we want to make it so that everybody can use it. Like if they decide to use it, like for example, we had a problem in the past because there was some hackers using our bridge to cross their funds. So they would hack people in Binance, and they would bring the funds to Ethereum through our bridge. And people were saying, "Oh, guys need to stop these guys," but we can't do anything because our bridge is so decentralized that we can't do anything about it. We just need to let them pass, you know. So,
But it's like
Big
being
fan.
mad at the state because they created
well,
roads for criminals to drive
exactly,
on.
exactly. It's just like that. Instead of blaming the project that should have taken care of their I mean, it happens to
Exactly.
everyone.
Yeah.
You have problem, but even if you really had the best intentions and you put all your effort, if you were hacked, your fault for some reason. So yeah, I think in the end, going back to what I was saying, I think code is getting better, and we'll see less and less of these situations in the future.
Yeah, but it's an interesting theme that I guess the fact that this hack happened, it's something that we actually make better code out of. If you had been less decentralized and more centralized, maybe they wouldn't have done this hack because they knew wouldn't get away with it, or it would be more difficult. Then we still would have had this this bug that, or like some exploit, which is not good. Plus, we would have had a centralized chain, which also is a really big risk compared to being decentralized, especially when we're talking about like important infrastructure.
It kind of comes full circle, talking about lessons learned and losing money when you're learning things. It's like, of course, you're gonna burn yourself if you're creating something and manifesting something and writing code. You know. You can even have some people doing an audit. They're still not gonna find that shit.
I think Anyswap has gotten like a very good explanation and good. I think everyone understands it. So we will have 20 more minutes to talk about you, if you're okay with it.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to know
Reach out to Cryptomustard if you want to be involved in Anyswap, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Just
and we want you
to our
to
Telegram, talk to our Twitter, follow our Twitter, and but come into our Telegram and speak to us directly. Any questions you have.
He's a very good community manager type guy, and also a person.
Yeah. Thank you.
And also mustard.
Yeah, yes. And also mustard.
Branded
not
mustard,
a yellow ketchup.
Exactly. Not that diarrhea type of.
Perfect. Now, I want to know: did you lose any money, or like, have you had any learnings like this?
I mean, I was here like from the beginning. I actually met talking about crypto orangutan. Like as you know, we met in real life. We were sort of in an investment group. Like we would talk about what we were doing and everything. And
drinking some beers as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
yes, yeah,
Without
important.
Beers, it's not fun. Yeah, I remember at that time I was young, I was naive, and I remember seeing the money grow, and I was, oh yeah, this is nice. But I took too much risks, and I was involved. Like I was to. Oh no! Did it stop?
I think we just missed a little bit, so continue.
Okay. Yeah, but I was acting Cryptopia. I lost a lot of funds, and it reached the point where I said, "Okay, I'm done with crypto. Just move on." And I always kept that little part of me. It never went away. This crypto thing. And last year, I decided, okay, time to get back in, and started learning about stuff. DeFi was booming, starting to boom. All of the yearn finance, yield farming, it was all this stuff was I would say fascinating. You know, like I fell in love with it again. You know, and that's when I came back basically and started earning again, and this time a bit more careful, keeping stables, yield farming with my stables, and yeah, a different mindset, a different age, learned with my mistakes as we were talking about.
Mm-hmm. So we were talking with Douche, I think Douche from One Hive. Dosh, and he said crypto marketing and regular marketing is completely different, because here the more interactions you can have and the more people you talk to and the more partnerships you do, the better. So you seem to have embodied this as well in a very good way, right?
Yeah. I mean, Anyswap, we right now have around 533 bridges. I would say we have about 300, 400 different projects. So we contact with them directly. Every time anybody wants to bridge, they contact with us directly. So we know a lot of teams. We speak with a lot of people. We speak with all of the people responsible for the chains. We have a lot of cool partnerships. And you know that that spirit that they say you have in San Francisco. I'm forgetting the name of the bay, but
Silicon Valley, maybe.
Silicon Valley, exactly, Silicon Valley, where you meet people and they teach you stuff, you teach them stuff, and everybody learns. The same thing happens here. The more people you speak to, and especially in this ecosystem, there's a lot of smart people. The more you learn, and the more you can move your project forward.
This sounds like a very good piece of advice. Do you have any more pieces of advice for anyone who wants to get involved and start working with projects?
How are you a good contributor, Cryptomustard?
Okay, I can answer both of them. So first of all, if you want to get involved with projects, I mean, follow on Twitter new projects, get in touch with them, start meeting the guys, because I mean, everybody here is very accessible. Even if you try to talk with the CEO of a big token or something, you can reach to him in a Telegram or Discord. It's not like any other place. You couldn't do this any other way in any other industry. Regarding how I contribute, I think I would say I really like talking with people and meeting people. So I really like sharing knowledge and taking knowledge from other people. I like to innovate, get new ideas, try new things, bring new ideas to the table, basically. Yeah.
What do you need in order to do that? Are there any things you would need to be able to innovate, for example?
I mean, you need to understand the industry you're on, because to have those ideas, you need to understand first how it works, and then you need to know what the people need. So you need to. I try all of my competitors out. I've tried all the bridges. Any bridge you ask me, I've tried it. I see their weaknesses. I see their advantages. I try to bring their advantages and see what how can we have more advantage compared to their disadvantages. You know what I mean? Like, how can we not have their disadvantages? And I think that if you really need to love this space, because this space doesn't sleep. There's no downtime. Even when everything is quiet and you're in a Goldilocks market where nothing is moving, even in those times, I really think that it never stops. So you really need to love this, and yeah.
Can you give us like a 30-second sales pitch on why you love this, or like why anyone else should care who is not in
All
love
the normies
yet?
out there.
Yeah. Talk to a normie.
So
sell this to your mom, to my mom.
Yeah, sell this to your mom.
Good.
I mean,
don't be too sexy.
Yeah. So basically, I'm joking. So yeah, it was a good try of a voice. But I was saying, so imagine this. I'm from a financial background, so my idea I came from the banking sector and everything, and as soon as I saw how freely capital can flow, how easily you can make your own wallet, be your own bank, how easily you can interact with contracts, do stuff. We're talking about lending, we're talking about options, we're talking about all of those stuff in a decentralized way without needing to trust anybody. It's very cool, and seeing all of the people join together and bring something new and create. Because I mean, every day there's some news, some cool news. You hear, okay, these guys just reached the breakthrough in this sector, or these guys found the way to make options. These guys, I don't know if you heard about them, DeFi Options, a very cool project. But yeah, I mean, that's it.
It's a very good sales pitch. I talking to you right now, I realize as well that the people as well, like you didn't think that bank people, I would say at least finance people, which I would consider us working in crypto, could be this happy, nice, non-selfish, chill. So I guess this is a big win as well. That the whole space itself is facilitating not this kind of person in a suit like looking at you like you're stupid because you don't know finance, but it really wants to help you and does that without really expecting anything back.
Yeah, I agree. I've seen a lot of good people in this space. Since when you do, for example, when you do bridging, you usually require to have money on other chains, and I've seen so many people in our community and in other communities help others out. I've seen great deeds by people. See, people feel. I feel like people. I mean, a lot of people got rich on this space. It's true, but they could just take the money to themselves. But no, some of them really want to help the next one and help the other guy grow. I really like it.
Do you have any role models that you've seen that you try to like look up to and say, okay, this is a really good guy or girl?
Really good guy. Yeah, I mean, let me think. You guys have a role. Yeah, but
no.
No. We're far away from that, I'd say.
That's actually quite an hard question, because it depends on what you're talking about. If you're talking about dedication to the space and building new stuff, I mean, I always look at Andre Cronje, or even my boss Zhao Jun. All of those guys are pretty cool. If you talk about giving to the next one or anything, I mean, I could say actually the people that are closest to me. I have some cool friends I met in other projects. Like they really. It's fun because you really make good friends here. Like we're going to meet afterwards after COVID finishes and everything, and yeah, it's a very cool space to be in.
I was looking for some leads here. Anyone to be on the podcast? But it sounds like
you want somebody on the podcast.
I mean,
sounds like you have anyone.
You have good friends.
Should know a lot of cool motherfuckers. That's what I think.
Anyone you think would be interesting to talk about their things.
I think the coolest guy that should come on the next podcast is this guy. It's like a monkey, but it's red and it starts with an O.
Yeah, we'll bring him over.
That guy should be your next attendee.
Yeah, secret guest.
The secret guest, the scam guest, maybe.
Exactly.
We're going to talk about scams.
Yeah, just invite him and record even if he doesn't know he's being recorded.
I think it's going to be good content. Always some new good stories from him.
You never know until you know.
Yeah. I think he's going through Europe right now, trying to not be on his phone while I don't know, a lot of updates I've seen on Instagram.
I've seen a lot of updates.
I sent him a message saying that leave your fucking phone alone. This is not how this is not how you detox.
It's well, that's the thing. That's another tip maybe. If you're doing a road trip throughout Europe, don't hold your bags. fucking sell them or switch over to some other stable coin or something. Otherwise,
Sell
you're gonna look at
everything.
your phone every day. By the
Buy
way.
gold. Sell everything.
Buy
Buy
gold.
gold.
Buy
That's
silver.
that's the problem in this industry, is that you can try to run away from it, but you can't.
That's also good. I think it's good advice. You're gonna love it
It's like
so
a drug.
much. Yeah, it's like a drug.
Yeah,
But do
it's
drugs.
it's not like a drug. It's a literal drug, because I mean, if I check my screen times, just compared to what I was before crypto, it doesn't even make any sense. Like too much screen time.
Yeah. So maybe that's the
you're gonna keep your teeth at least. That's good.
Keep your asshole somewhat
That as well.
tight.
Yeah. Do the Kegels.
Yes, exactly.
I'm doing them as we speak.
You keep your asshole tight. You won't have yellow diarrhea.
Yeah.